tell you a little bit about our next project. We're going to be creating a straw loom. In order to do that, you need to get 5 straws. I'm using these long ones that are courtesy of a local retail establishment. And you'll notice I'll be putting them side by side for this project. You need to insert a piece of yarn into each one of the straws before we begin. All right. Okay, my straw length is about 10 inches and my yarn is closer to about 36 inches. The way that you thread that through, you just take the yarn, insert it through the straw, and you want to get that to where the straw is about evenly distributed. You have the same amount of leftover yarn on each end. Okay, this is the next step. I put a piece of masking tape across the end of the straws. I'm going to do that on this end now. It's up close to the top. Then I want to tie another knot. You see I have one knot down here. I'm going to tie another knot here to hold the straws and the thread in the straws securely. I'm going to be using a paper clip. It's one of the large varieties as a shuttle for this project. So I'm going to tie one end of the yarn onto the end of my paper clip. I'm going to make a double knot in it. And then I'm going to tie the opposite end of the yarn onto my straw loom. Okay, here's the opposite end of the yarn. I'm tying it to the straw loom right about here where it is up close to the top of the tape, just like so. Okay, now I'm going to do what's called a basic in and out weave. So I will take my shuttle. I'm going to think of this first yarn going over. So I'll go under the second one, pull my yarn. I'll go on top to go down here over the third straw. Then I will go up from the back and around. So I've got over, under, over, under. Now I'm taking for my second row and pushing the paper clip up to where I'm doing just the opposite I did the time before. So I'm going on top of the second straw, down, up here, down. That's my second run through. I'm going to go ahead and push it all up toward the top. I'm going to continue this. As you work down your weaving, as you get ready to change colors, just leave the little tail of the last color you were on and attach the next color in your next string to the one that you just completed. And then you'll continue on from where you were working. You can take the tails, push them into your weaving, or you can leave them extended. You may choose to use it as a decorative. When you've reached the point that it's difficult to do any more weaving, you may want to consider moving your weaving down onto the warp threads. In order to do this, you're going to loosen this knot, reposition it further down, remove this tape, and push this off. I'll give you a demonstration for that. I'm going to go ahead and loosen the knot. When I retie it, I'm just going to tie it gently because we will be taking it off a little bit later. Okay, you can see I've moved it down. it shall remove this. Okay, I've taken the tape off. Now I will gently move the warp thread, the weavings. I'm sorry, the weft thread. Those are the ones that go left to right, the horizontal threads. I'm going to move those onto the warp threads, the vertical ones. I'm not going to move all of them, just a few of them. And then I have tied the last of my yarn onto the end of the weaving. Now I need to loosen this knot. Move it down further if I need the space. I'm retying this knot. I will loosen the other knot on this end. An important component that you want to make sure that you have done is that you do not lose the warp threads. Make sure you have a secure knot on the end when you're doing all of your pulling and adjusting. I have gone back and trimmed my weaving. I now will sort of loosen it up a little bit down to the length that I have left on my warp threads to make it exactly the length that I want. I can go back and add embellishments.